The Australian government has unveiled its second budget flush with a surplus from the first time since the 2008 global financial crisis. A tax windfall from high commodity prices has helped to fill government coffers, enabling the Treasurer to hand out financial aid to ease a cost of living crisis. The government's spending spree includes $10 billion in cost of living relief measures and a surprise $3.4 billion to boost the public healthcare insurance scheme, Medicare. The government says it has returned 82% of the extra revenue windfall in a helping hand to the Reserve Bank of Australia's fight against inflation. After 11 interest rate rises and calls to use fiscal policy to help fight inflation, Treasurer Jim Chalmers said the budget aimed to strike a considered, methodical balance between spending restraint to keep the pressure off inflation while doing what the government can to help people struggling to make ends meet. Roger Maynard has more on the Australian budget, including the government's warning about an economic slowdown.
This budget comes nearly a year after Australia's Labor government was elected to power, and at a time when many people are finding it hard to pay the bills because of rising interest rates and inflation. So many Australians will welcome the increases in welfare assistance that have been handed down in today's budget. The Treasurer, Jim Chalmers, has told Parliament that they were seeking to achieve a considered, methodical balance between spending restraint to keep the pressure off inflation while doing what they could to help people struggling to make ends meet. He said he was setting the country up for a better future, but he also pointed out that the global economy was slowing due to persistent inflation, higher interest rates and financial sector strains. Outside the pandemic and the global financial crisis, he warned the next 2 years were expected to be the weakest for global growth in over 2 decades, and Australia would also be affected, he said.